Welcome back everybody, Unit 6, what is ecotourism? Today we are going to finish the unit for reading and writing, and we are going to go to focus on writing. If you can open your textbook at page 141. Here we go, focus on writing, vocabulary review. That's what we're going to do first. Match the adjectives in the box. We have coastal, fragile, frozen, harsh, natural, remote, scientific, and vast. With the nouns from reading 1 and reading 2. We've got icebergs, effect, sunlight, temperature, research, glaciers, continent, consequences, landscape, beauty, and environment. List as many possible combinations as you can think of on the list below, which means right here. Okay, you can pause your video to do that. Go ahead. Great, that brings us to the part of expansion. Analyze the relationships between the vocabulary words given below. First, circle the words that best complete each comparison. Be sure that the second pair of words has a similar relationship to the first pair. Second, label each comparison with the letter of the correct category. So we have the category synonym S, antonym A, cause effect C, E, degree D. Yeah, so synonyms are the words that have a similar meaning. Example, work and job. Antonym are the words that have an opposite meaning. For example, harsh, gentle. Cause and effects. One word or phrase is the result of another word or phrase. Oil spill with the result or the effect of death of penguins. Degree. One word has a stronger meaning than the other. Damaged, destroyed. Okay, here we go. Number 1 is done for you. Unique, rare is huge. So the answer is vast. So you have unique. The opposite is the synonym rare, huge. The synonym would be vast, and it's an S because this is a synonym. So you got to look at what the bold words are. In this case, a synonym. Rare is a synonym of unique. Then you write the S here, right? And then you're going to look for the synonym of this word, huge, with vast. And you are going to do numbers 2 until 12. Go ahead, you can pause your video to do this. In creating, I want you to think of a place of natural beauty that you have visited anywhere in the world. And I'd like you to write sentences using the words in the parentheses to describe this place. So, any place in the world that you have visited. The first sentence will be about harsh, something harsh. So I want you to use the word harsh. In the second sentence, landscape. Third, environment. Fourth, inhabit. And in the fifth sentence, I'd like you to use the word tourist. Pause your video. Very good. That means we have already finished the vocabulary. Yeah, working with the vocab first off, reviewing it, organizing it, yeah, and then expanding and creating sentences with the words. Very good. That brings us to the grammar. Today we're going to talk about the words because and even though. What do the sentences mean? Because Antarctica is the center of important scientific research, it must be preserved. Even though I can appreciate tourists' desire to experience this beautiful landscape, I feel Antarctica should be close to them. What do these sentences mean? Think about that. And maybe you can write it down on the blanks here, so when we meet each other in the next Zoom meeting, you can tell me all about it. We're going to look at these two words, because and even though. Because gives a reason. Antarctica must be preserved because, or because Antarctica is beautiful, tourists enjoy it. It gives a reason. Even though explains an unexpected result. It can also express a contrast or a difference, although can be used in a similar way. Notice that each sentence above has a main clause, which is an independent clause, and also a dependent clause. A main clause, an independent clause, can stand alone. It has a subject, it has a verb, and a complete idea. A dependent clause, on the other hand, also has a subject and a verb, but it does not have a complete idea. Therefore, it cannot stand alone. The first word of a dependent clause is always a connector. Yeah, we have 3 different types of dependent clauses. We have adjective dependent clauses, adverb dependent clauses, and noun clauses. This you can find in your ebook for reading and writing at the beginning for general information. Everything about syntax is explained there in a beautiful chart, which you can look at. So please go to your ebook for reading and writing and read through the syntax part. The dependent clauses begin with because or even though. Always use a comma after the dependent clause when it begins the sentence. So if you start the sentence with a dependent clause, you have to use a comma after, in the middle. When you start the sentence with an independent clause, then we do not use a comma. Yeah, like here. Some scientists in Antarctica do not find answers to their questions. Now here we have the start of the dependent clause, no comma. This sentence, we start the sentence with the dependent clause, and voila, after it we have a comma. The adverb dependent clauses, connectors, are called subordinated conjunctions, and we have them for reason, contrast, time, and place. So, because is for reason, even though is for contrast. Yes. The coordinating conjunctions are called fanboys. Fanboys. F-A-N-B-O-Y-S. For and nor, but, or yet so. And you always place a comma before it, and those are used in the middle of 2 independent clauses. And for the adjective dependent clause, we have a relative pronoun. Those are for people, who and whom, and that, and for things, we use that and which. But we are looking at the adverb dependent clauses with subordinated conjunctions of reason and contrast. Now you're going to join each pair of sentences using because or even though and a comma when the dependent clause comes before the main clause. So the example here is I had to interrupt my research and greet tourists. I was very busy. These are 2 sentences and we're gonna make them into one. I had to interrupt my research and greet tourists even though I was busy. I could also say even though I was very busy, I had to interrupt my research and greet tourists. You're gonna do sentences 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can pause your video to do this. Go ahead. Great, well done. Remember to review the syntax, go to your ebook for reading and writing. Go to the beginning, which is called general information, and there you will find the grid. Use your own ideas to complete the sentences using because or even though and circle the appropriate verb form. I wouldn't like to visit Antarctica, yada 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 yada. Yeah? Circle the one which is correct. Is it would or wouldn't? You're going to answer number 1 until 4. Great, that brings us to the final part, which is you writing an opinion essay in your journal, right? From a tourist's point of view. So here basically we're looking at preparing to write, which you already know. We mostly do our brainstorm, right? In this case, you're listing information. You could go back to page 140 and list things that you found there, or just list things on your own. That is what we do when we gather information. Preparing to write, we brainstorm and list our information first, and when we have done that, then we use that brainstorm or information to do research, to find the sources that we will use in our writing. Here it talks about structuring an opinion essay. So an essay is a piece of nonfiction writing that has more than 1 or 2 paragraphs, definitely 3, 1 introduction, a minimum of 1 body and 1 concluding paragraph. And it's always organized around a central idea, which is the topic and the purpose of the whole essay, which is called the thesis statement, stated as the last sentence in the introductory paragraph. Okay, so the introductory paragraph introduces your topic and includes the thesis statement. It states the main idea of the essay. In the opinion essay, your opinion will be stated in the thesis statement. In the body, at least one. Each paragraph of the body starts with a topic sentence that states a reason for your opinion, and then it is followed by details that support the reason for your opinion. These supporting details can be facts, examples, and explanations. So remember, P, point, is the main point, and then the explanation, and then the evidence or the example. Another main point, point, explanation, example, and then the concluding sentence, linking it back to the topic sentence. And for the concluding paragraph, you restate the main idea expressed in your thesis. You summarize the reasons that you've used, and you use a takeaway. Okay, referring to reading 1, to complete this task, I'd like you to go back to the first text in this unit, and I want you to answer numbers 1, 2, and 3. The first one is look at the introductory paragraph. I want you to write the thesis statement here, because this is just seeing whether you really recognize what a thesis statement is. For number 2, underline the topic sentence of each body paragraph in text 1, yeah? And number 3, in paragraphs 2, 3, and 4, what types of supporting details are used, facts, examples, or explanations. And for 4, find the concluding sentence that restates the main idea, and please write it here. You can pause your video to do that. Go ahead. Great. You are going to write an opinion essay from a tourist point of view. And your essay will have 4 paragraphs. You can make 5 if you want, but it should be a minimum of 4. So an introductory paragraph, that's 1. 2 body paragraph, that makes 3. And a concluding paragraph, that makes 4. In the body, you will give reasons to support your opinion and details to support your reasons. So your topic sentence will be the reason for having a particular opinion. Now, this is an outline. And of course, after you brainstorm, you gather ideas, you do your research to find sources to back you up. Remember, research has 2 purposes. One is to just gain background knowledge on the task that you have, to better understand the topic or what you need to do. And the second reason is the research material can be used in your writing. But this is an opinion essay, so it's based on your opinion, but the research that you will do will probably just help you on what is an opinion essay, and the topic that we're talking about. So make your outline in your journal. And then when you have made your outline and checked it, you can use it to write your essay. Normally we make one draft and then we revise it, and then we make our final writing. That way you have time to check and edit. The supporting details in your body paragraph should help the reader understand the reasons why you have that opinion. Effective supporting details can include facts, examples, and explanations. This is an essay about tourism on Cape Cod. The underlined supporting details in the body paragraph are weak because they do not provide facts, example, or explanations to support the reasons for the writer's opinion. So this is an example of how you do not want to do it. It just says the jobs don't pay well, no explanation. Everything is expensive, no explanation. There are too many people, no explanation. This person is just mentioning points but is not explaining them. So remember that everything you state has to be explained. Peel, point, explanation, evidence, linking back, right? The supporting details below are stronger because they include more specific information. Now I want you to read the details and decide which details should replace the underlined weak details in the essay above in exercise 1. Yeah? So look at number 1, 2, and 3. Pause your video. Great! What kinds of supporting details do the new sections contain? Are those facts, examples, or explanations? And do you think the details are effective or not? And why or why not? I'd like you to answer this. Just write it down on the left margin or on the right margin, because we will discuss this in our next Zoom meeting. And what I want you to do is also go back to your journal, your essay, and check, have you used a strong thesis statement, which is your opinion? Have you used clear reasons in every topic sentence of every body paragraph? And have you used strong details and facts, examples to support your reason? Did you include facts, examples, and explanations to make the ideas clear? If not, you can still fix that. So good. Yeah, and last, it's actually editing. You will write your final piece. Yeah, carefully edit it for grammatical and mechanical errors, such as spelling, capitalization, punctuation. Make sure you use some of the vocab and grammar from this unit. And use the checklist to help you write your final draft. And, of course, submit it on time. Does your essay express your opinion about how tourism can help Antarctica? In the thesis statement, last sentence of the introduction. Does it contain an introductory paragraph, 2 body paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph? And remember, your outline has to be the same as your essay. Yeah, if your outline has 5 paragraphs, your essay should have 5. So make it 4. Does the introductory paragraph contain a thesis statement stating the main idea of the essay, which is your opinion? Does each body paragraph contain a topic sentence as the first sentence of the paragraph stating the main idea of the paragraph, which is the reason for your opinion? Does each body paragraph contain at least 2 details supporting the reason for your opinion? P, MPL. Are the details, facts, and examples or explanations, are they there and are they clear? Does the concluding paragraph restate the main idea expressed in the thesis statement, summarize the reasons, and give a takeaway? And are the because or even though clauses used correctly? Do these clauses have the correct punctuation, and do you use new vocab and the grammar from the unit? And remember that your introduction has a hook, an overview, which is your bridge, and your thesis statement. In the overview, you will mention and explain the topic or the statement. Very good. Okay, that brings us to the end of our video today, and that is also the end of unit 6. Yeah, and I want to review that with you. We're gonna go back. First, we reviewed our vocab, adjectives and nouns, and looking how they are connected in completing words and matching words with the adjectives and nouns. With expansion, we did categorizing, looking at antonyms and synonyms, cause and effect, and degree. Then we created sentences with the words we had. For the grammar, we looked at because and even though as subordinating conjunction for reason, in contrast the starting words of a dependent adverb clause. Very good. And that syntax you can read in your ebook for reading and writing. And we created sentences and combined sentences and completed sentences. And for our writing task, we went over how to write an opinion essay, brainstorm, do your research, create your outline, revise it, edit it, and write your essay following the checklist on page 150 of your textbook. So good, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.